So recently, if you've been in the loop, I need to turn my stream up, light up. All right. Recently, if you've been in the loop, you've probably heard of Nicki Minaj being fucking stupid online. Not the hyperloop. The loop is in the loop of fuck's sake. Recently, if you've been in the loop, you might have heard about Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's balls being messed up for some reason or the other on because she or they took the COVID vaccine, right? Now, most likely it's an STI and her cousin's friend is, making shit up. But unfortunately, Nicki Minaj isn't the brightest, and now we're stuck in a universe where she's saying really dumb things. And as a result of her saying really dumb things, certain figures on the right, on the, anti-vax kind of right, are now championing her as a visionary of free speech. One of those people being, oh shit, I'm pretty sure I fucked that. Wait, give me a minute. That's up the webcam box. There you go. See? One of them being this Daisy Cousens, who is an Australian conservative political commentator who makes great videos like woke TikTok teachers are a menace. Donald Trump was right about Meghan Markle. Tradwives make feminists jealous. Now, obviously, I'm sure this individual is very special and has a lot to say. True, all teachers are a menace. Teaching children, very bad, not fun, not very PogChamp, one could say. But basically, recently, she's a very interesting person in terms of her views. So she's anti-lockdown. She's very intelligent, as we can see here. White House SJW influences to push jab on Gen Z. Climate crazies are back. Very cool. But anyways, now recently, she's gotten on the whole Nicki Minaj anti-COVID vaccine train. So now we have this wonderful video. Nicki Minaj is the bravest person in America. Crazy. One could say braver than the troops. Now, do I think this is correct? God, no. But let's see her argument for it. I don't know. That's the only way I could loop into. I'm pretty sure I made my. Oh.
Hi everyone.
Can you guys hear it or not?
I hope you're all well.
Check. Question mark. What are you good? What are you bad?
Hi everyone, I hope you're all well.
I assume it's good.
So over the last few days, rapper and global superstar Nicki Minaj has been embroiled in one of the biggest stories in the world,
True.
God help us, thanks to her interesting tweets about the COVID jab. Let me give you a really quick recap of all of this because I am sure that a lot of you know already. It is the second chapter of the saga that is really interesting. But before we can get into chapter 2, we need to quickly lay the groundwork for chapter 1. Also, this video is sponsored by Surfshark.
Ah, yes.
Just quickly, for any
Chilling
YouTube reviewers
sponsor.
who may end up watching this, I am not expressing any kind of vaccine skepticism, nor am I discouraging anyone to get the COVID vaccine, nor am I offering unsolicited medical advice, since I am obviously not a medical professional. I am not spreading conspiracy theories, and I am not undermining any kind of official medical body or information or health advice.
Sure about that? Wait.
Hello?
I wonder if this language used in this title promotes a healthy understanding of, what the vaccine does or not. Very interesting. Now, obviously, she's saying this bullshit so she doesn't get sued. I think we can all assume that.
All I am
Very
doing
easy to
is
see.
relaying the facts of this situation and coming to a conclusion within the framework of free speech. Just so we're clear. So,
Free speech. Yes, very cool.
Here's what happened.
I like free speech
Just
too.
prior to the Met Ball, Nicki Minaj tweeted, "They want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and face, not that loose one." A reasonable, moderate opinion, I would have thought. I mean,
It's not a moderate opinion. It's complete, bullshit. Because one, the vaccine it's pretty, has been tested. There's no reason why they're going to be shoving an untested vaccine out in the world for no apparent reason. I would say I'm pretty sure it's been tested more than the flu and then the flu vaccine. So I don't know if Daisy Cousens knows that. But also, it's not a moderate sort of view. It's actually the opposite, or at least it's on the borderline of not being moderate, quote unquote. And also notice, if we can go back to the tweet, notice that most people, when they say, "Oh, it'll be once I feel like I've done enough research," they tend to not actually do proper research. They more tend to just go through a Facebook feed and have no idea what the fuck they're on about. It is what it is. We live in a world where this sort of thing happens. So yeah, most of the time when people say, "Oh, I haven't done," you just do the research. They don't really say that to do actual research. It's most of the time just, "Well, I'm gonna go on Facebook and see what boomers are on talking about right now." If you were to actually do the research, you'd probably see that the vaccine is safe and fine. Sure, there might be some side effects for a very, very, very small amount of people, but for the most part, it leads to a public good. So, continue.
Research on anything is always good, but she followed that up with this. "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied." Okay.
Right. So yeah, this stuff ain't helpful in terms of trying to get people vaccinated. Not a good idea. Not very poggers. Not very pogchamp. Very cringe, one might say. So obviously, this goes back to what I was saying before, where vaccines are pretty well tested and well regulated, and stuff like this, spreading information like this, for example, is very harmful. You'd want people to get the vaccine and not very put a big fuck. Yeah, true. The dude's dick is getting more attention than it otherwise would, right? Like, his testicles becoming swollen and him being impotent. There's no real argument. I mean, he's impotent, so I don't know if you should be happy about that, but dude's balls become swollen, and then people are like, "Oh my god, it's the vaccine." It's probably just an STI. Oh shit, I plugged in my phone by accident. It's probably just an STI, right? I guess I don't think that makes sense.
Okay, so this anecdote is pretty funny because I highly doubt her cousin's friend's swollen Trinidadian testicles were a side effect of the COVID vax. I think what's happened here is that her cousin's friend contracted an STI, which can cause swollen testicles from bonking someone other than his fiancée in the lead up to their wedding. I'm guessing, therefore, that he tried to cover for it by saying his swollen testicles were a side effect of the COVID vax. The fiancée, being, I assume, a sensible, perceptive woman, saw through this in a second, realized he'd probably cheated on her, and as such called off the wedding. Not because he was allegedly impotent, but because he was unfaithful. But
wait, is there a source for that? The fuck? Where the hell did this story come from? Wasn't it the tweet just like, "Oh, my cousin's friend's balls just got big"? And that's from the COVID vax.
Sick of being anxious whenever you look. A word from today made all hell break loose. Look, that's just my guess. He was allegedly impotent, but because he was unfaithful. But look, that's just my guess. Either way, what Nicki tweeted made all hell break loose. Before I tell you exactly how, though, a word from today's sponsor, Surfshark.
Okay, so we're gonna skip the sponsor because no, I'm not giving this bitch money. It's bitch is gender neutral. I'm not being sexist right now.
Anti-vax rhetoric and for
Alright.
the testicle to continue. Thanks to the Trinidadian.
Oh, she assumed? Okay. I don't think there's any information that she caught, like her friend called off the marriage or whatever.
Tweet, Nicki
No, it's a
was
bit dumb.
mocked, derided, accused of spreading anti-vax rhetoric, and for claiming that swollen testicles were a side effect, even though she was just relaying an anecdote, and she was accused of being a vaccine skeptic simply because she asserted that people shouldn't allow themselves to be bullied into having a medical procedure. And
See, now, everyone who said those things are pretty much correct. Notice, Daisy Cousens started off with, I'm not vaccine skeptic, and that whole spiel about how you should take a vaccine, which is a good thing. But basically, what she's doing right now is she's trying to be very moderate in her views, or at least attempting to be moderate in her views. I'm very doubtful that she thinks the vaccine is good, or at least she's just saying, she probably does think it's good, but she's just being skeptic about it so she wins political points with her respective peers.
And should make sure that they have done enough research and made every effort to inform themselves of the facts before they make a decision. How saying that kind of thing has become controversial or allegedly harmful or skeptical, I have no idea, but here we are.
Okay, here's how it's very harmful or skeptical. Say right now that say you have cancer, right? Actually, no, that's not a good idea. I'm trying to think. Let me think of a quick analogy right now. Okay, say you're talking about like JFK being shot in the head, right? Now, you can say like I think you can understand, right? Did you know? Exactly, right? You can be like, "Oh yeah, I think JFK died, but you should do your research." You know? It's not very it's very it's like you're hinting towards something which is, bad, right? Say if you're like, oh yeah, I think the Holocaust happened, but I think you should also do your research. I think that do your research at the end is kind of leading your listener to assume certain things about the said event. And I think I think it works similarly to the vaccine. If I say, oh, you should do your own research about the vaccine, and especially in the tone in which that tweet was sent, it's very, negative and not very helpful. So let's see how that goes. And I'm sure Daisy Cousens knows nothing about subtext, despite using it a lot.
Even MSNBC host Joy Reid, the most painful person on television, jumped into the pylon.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that.
And Nicki was not impressed. This is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another black woman by the request of the white man that you didn't bother to read all my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumb ass on TV a minute...
Wait, why would you censor your ass? Is that like... Does that get you demonetized on YouTube?
After a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman. And it was that false narrative that enraged Nicki. But before we go on, remember guys, I now have a second channel called Daisy. It is my new, fun, life-affirming, happy nowadays. So if you'd like some relief from all the doom and gloom, please subscribe. The link to the channel...
subscribe. Subscribe to me on YouTube, alright? Exclamation mark YouTube in chat. You get a link to my channel. Subscribe there, alright? Don't subscribe to me.
I would love to have you
Give me
there.
subscribers.
See, Joy Reid and pretty much every media outlet was flat out lying about Nicki by deliberately...
Wait, does Destiny's chat automatically censor curse? What the fuck? Hello, Miasmita. I didn't know Destiny's chat did that.
ignoring the rest of her tweets. Like this one, where she said she recommended people get vaccinated if they needed to go to work, and that she herself would get vaccinated to go on tour.
Wait. See, here, she's telling you to get vaccinated so you can work, not so you can get rid of the deadly, plague, I think there's a bit of it's like saying, oh, well, you should do this good thing, so, it's like the idea where, oh, well, how do I explain this? Got it. it's like saying, okay, well, you should help people. Okay, wait, no. It's like saying, oh, you shouldn't steal or else the police are gonna, like, shoot you in the head, right? Like, sure, it's correct. Like, you shouldn't steal. But the reasoning why you shouldn't steal isn't really, like, proper, I would say. So a better reason might be, oh, well, you shouldn't steal because it's, harming other people. Or in this case, you should take the vaccine because it stops the coronavirus rather than, the government will, like, fine you if you and won't let you to work. Oh, censor? Yeah.
Or her
Well, hi, Anne. How you doing? Thank you for the follow, Silver Peak 2299775.
retweets of other people's positive experiences with the COVID vaccine. There was nothing actually anti-vax or skeptical about what she was saying.
Yeah, this is fine. This stuff is fine.
Of course,
this stuff is alright.
nuance isn't interesting enough for certain television pundits and members of the Twitterati.
I hate that fucking term, Twitterati. Fuck's sake.
Nuance doesn't get clicks, nor does it get your blood pumping when you're smashing out that hot take on Twitter. And as Nicki pointed out, why would they bother to read when the lie is just so juicy and provocative and got her dumb ass on TV? They got someone with black skin for a reason. They always use us against us.
Okay, I'm not black. I'm brown, kinda, sorta. I'm not the best person to tell how black people do what they do, but like, it kind of makes a point. Oh, fuck's sake, you guys are talking about sucking toes in my chat. Oh, for God's sake. Anyways. It's like, it is true that, she did spread misinformation, or at least hinted towards spreading misinformation. And I don't know if she's going to cover the whole Tucker Carlson bit, but we'll see later on.
They're being paid to do it. Joy Reid purposely chose to ignore these tweets and others. I wonder why. And that is the end of the first chapter. On to chapter 2. The next day, because remember this is a multi-day trip, Nicki had been defended a number of times by none other than Fox News host and the left
She's covering the
number one, Tucker.
She's covering the Tucker Carlson drama. Pog. Very cool.
Carlson. Here's one example.
Who could have guessed that rapper Nicki Minaj would turn out to be one of the bravest people in the United States? She tweeted about the COVID
Braver than the
vaccine.
troops.
She didn't come out
Let's go.
against the vaccine. She merely said that as an adult and an American, she should decide whether or not to take the vaccine.
Oh no, one bad apple. I changed my opinion on it. It's more like he, them now, I'm pretty sure. So, vibing.
Nicki, of course, would have been pleased at this defense because, unlike most pundits, he told the truth. As such, she tweeted this clip from one of Tucker's editorials with a bullseye emoji.
It's not anything to do with the physical effect of the vaccine that makes our political class mad. It's the last part of Nicki Minaj's tweet that enrages them. The part where she says you should pray on it, make the decision yourself, like a free human being, and, quote, don't be bullied.
All right. I'll just let it play on.
So our media and public health officials didn't like this because they make their livings bullying people. So they couldn't let it stand.
And of course, the left just went for her. Honestly, all those black...
Good. If you don't know, Tucker Carlson is a massive bingo big boy racist. Said many things on scam. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I should search it up. Fuck. Shit. What's a good... He had this, like, recording. I think it's secret recording. Shit. Damn, he has a lot of shit on him. Okay, well, can't really find the recording right now because... Yeah, true. Tucker is a Varb. Who would have thought? We live in a wild, fucking wild thing, isn't it? We live in a wild timeline. Yeah. So if you don't know, Tucker Carlson is a extremely not fun, not very PogChamp, Fox News media pundit who's made numerous remarks about immigrants, numerous remarks about gay people, straight, like well, the whole menagerie collection of assorted characters, and is also lies on television many times.
Black Lives Matter people of every skin color tore into Nicki Minaj, a black woman, because she
Okay, notice how they're gonna use idpo now. Oh wow, she's a black woman. You know, they don't say the same shit when they're saying stuff about black people. You know, I wonder why. It's almost like Nicki Minaj herself is being used as a political pawn.
had agreed with a conservative and had thus stepped out of line.
True.
They jumped straight into the false narrative that Tucker Carlson is allegedly a white nationalist, which he's
True.
just so not true. Like Twitch streamer and giant lefty Hassan Piker, who happens to
True.
be the nephew of
So
Sink
true.
from the Young Turks, by the way, who tweeted in
True.
response to Nicki, "You know he's a white nationalist, right?" Oh
He
my
is.
gosh, Hassan, how original, and not to mention totally accurate.
It is true. Make the rich pay. So true. Good fit. No cap.
Anyway, this is when Nicki really made leftist heads explode. She retweeted Hassan with, "Right, I can't speak to, agree with..."
Wait. Should I allow people to say cracker in my chat? Is that like a one bad apple? Give me thoughts. Cracker in chat? Question mark. Allowed? Disallowed? What are we doing? I don't know. You can deal with that. Don't ban them if you say it isn't allowed to.
They'll even look at someone from a particular political party. People aren't human anymore. If you're black and a Democrat tells you to shove marbles up your ass, you simply have to. If another party tells you to look out for that bus, stand there and get hit.
Okay. Notice how, like, she's basically trivializing the very big difference between, say, Tucker Carlson and like a regular conservative, right? I think it's when I don't think she quite understands the level at which Tucker Carlson is as a racist piece of shit. I'm half white. I'm not gonna deal with that. Just refrain from saying cracker in my chat because I'm gonna be real. I don't really want to come on the flame. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, basically, notice how she's basic. I don't know. I just feel like if you're brown or if you're not white and like you agree with a white nationalist and you go out of your own way to agree with a nationalist, it's not good form. And I would argue that Tucker Carlson is to a certain extent a white nationalist, considering his rhetoric about immigration. I don't know if you go on Twitter, and you can follow me on twitter.com/Antyzer_. I think it might be in the comments actually. Hasanabi. Disregard the fucking. Just disregard what's on screen right now. Alright, let's see. People. Was it Hassan Tihan? Okay, I have no fucking clue whether... Okay, wait. Surely someone's posted videos of Tucker Carlson being racist in response to his comment, right? Or is it just, let's get this ratio chat? Okay, wait, there's an Anti-Defamation League thing. Alright. See. Alright, so here's a list of things which show that he's a white I agree with Tucker that murder is bad. True! If you agree that murder is bad, you are in fact a white supremacist. True. So we have stuff here, like, blaming George Soros for shit, which is kind of sus, because, Nazis do that a lot. Like, you can thinking that two brown folks aren't patriotic or whatever, because they're brown, and it's kind of sus. Suggesting that white supremacy in America isn't a real problem, even though both, I'm pretty sure the FBI and CIA have said it is. Oh my god, wait, he actually said this? Coulson suggested immigrants make the US dirtier. Very, very cute. Very curious, isn't it? You know? I'll link this in chat if anyone ever needs. Alright. Now we go back into it. So I think I've pretty much shown, or at least I've linked in chat, that Tucker Carlson isn't the most nicest person. Not very popular. More people equal more carbon emissions? False. That's not how that
You
works.
simply have to. If another party
really.
tells you to look out for that bus, stand there and get hit. And followed that up with, the black woman, Joy Reid, lied on me and made people attack me. But I can't quote this man who did the opposite? Okay. Fuck him. Yes, woohoo, happy now. Brain dead.
Okay. A, I don't think the black woman lied because she was, at least, you know, maybe she didn't mean it, but she was spreading misinformation. B, Tucker Carlson is not a. If Tucker Carlson agrees with you on a topic, probably not the best idea.
And
to
then
probably not the
final
probably
blow.
not on
You
the
know
right
how
side.
many US presidents were white supremacists? Oh, please, just stay on topic. Y'all can't do that. The topic is asking questions is okay, but let's make the topic Nicki talks to white racists so that you can all sleep better at night,
True.
dummies.
She does indeed talk to white racists.
And just like that, Nicki Minaj had launched about the best condemnation of identity politics and political partisanship that I have heard all year.
Wait, okay. It's not political partisanship if you know, like, say, if you criticize someone for talking, for, you know, very, like, visibly platforming, you know, a political figure who has said incredibly racist remarks in the past and continues to do so, and, you know, spreads ideas which aren't really good. Like, I wouldn't really, that's just doing the right thing in this instance.
Which, of course, as a black woman, she's not allowed to do according to the cultural left.
Yeah, I think most people shouldn't be allowed to do that. You know, even despite your black, white, red. Okay, that's a bit cringe. In general, probably shouldn't do that.
And apparently the Twitter head honchos. About 10 minutes after these tweets, she stopped tweeting and posted this in her Instagram stories. I'm in Twitter jail, y'all. They
Good.
didn't like what I was saying over there on that block. I
Based
guess my poll was going to be
pod
asking
pill.
questions is okay. I like being effing dumb. Then boom, can't tweet. Boom indeed. Locked out of her Twitter account and seemingly not for the Trinidadian testicles tweet, but for retweeting Tucker Carlson in a favorable light. Given the timing, that's the only conclusion I can draw for the ban. And while Twitter has claimed they haven't actually taken any enforcement action against her account, she is adamant that she is locked out. So
I mean, it might be true. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Twitter and, like, social media platforms are really shitty with how they do things sometimes. But I think in this case, if it was, like, a real ban for, like, spreading misinformation, or at least if she got, like, the COVID-19 information little bar thing, I think that would have been a lot better.
assuming that she is in fact telling the truth, and in my opinion, the big tech morons
For fuck's sake, these
who
people
run
are
Twitter
still
consider
at that
Tucker
50
Carlson to be a white nationalist
He
anti-vax
is.
demagogue,
He is.
neither of which is true, but
He is. Provide example, like, showing, you know, that he isn't,
you know, Twitter, they have
or at least, you know,
a very loose relationship with the truth, and they
good one.
simply could not have Nicki Minaj platforming him to her 22 million followers in a favorable way.
shouldn't.
It just does not fit the narrative and make
No, it's just a shitty thing to do. You shouldn't platform racists because, you know, they're, like, you basically spreading their ideology onto your fan base. Not a good idea.
pollute the mind of the general public with some sort of wrong think.
Yes.
Anyway, here is the conclusion.
Okay, not wrong think, but, like, you know, bad ideas.
He has
Spreading
drawn
bad
from
ideas
the
is
whole
bad.
situation, which she relayed on an Instagram live stream.
People will turn their back on you, not
Good.
agreeing. But people will isolate you if you
Good.
simply speak and ask a question.
Okay. She wasn't really asking questions, you know? She was just saying, like, it's just like, how do I describe this? It's like saying, okay, she just wasn't really expressing that sort of interest. It was more just, like, doing, like, how do I describe it? Basically, she, in my eyes at least, in my very wizened 18 years, in my 18 years of life, my eyes, she doesn't really seem to be asking questions. She just seems to be kind of being like, oh, you should be she seems to be propelling this insecurity about the vaccine and its like effects, rather than, you know, doing the research and then you know, commenting on it. I think that would be a lot better. Yeah. Am I okay? Fuck's sake. All right, I'm okay with the toe sucking thing. Are you done? You good? You gonna stop like shitting like fucking around in my chat? I was gonna upload this as a YouTube. I think I'm gonna upload this. Yeah. See, 50 cents. Crazy. It's American 50. It's probably American 50 cents as well. So now 75 cents Australian.
Y'all don't see what the is
You love when people suck your toes? No, I don't.
happening.
It's not a thing I'm
We're
into.
no longer even allowed to voice our opinions or to ask questions. Now here's what's interesting. What's interesting is so many of your favorite artists feel this way, but they're afraid to speak up.
Good. It's good if they're afraid to speak up. You know, spreading misinformation or spreading hesitancy about the vaccine, which saves lives, mind you, and gets us. And currently, I'm in a lockdown, which is why my hair is dog shit. You know, it's basically spreading this vaccine is a good thing, and you should. And if you're hesitant about it, you should be, you know, promoted for actual good source of information rather than, you know, having artists or whatever spread misinformation and telling you to do your own research. Which, I mean, you probably should, but like that's not what people sort of hint at when they say do your own research. Yeah, we're okay. We were out of lockdown, but now we're still in lockdown. I'll check the news site.
And I can't blame them. Look at what
I can't sub. You can't sub. I don't have a Twitch affiliate.
they just did. I will never use Twitter again.
She also said, and look, I don't have a grab for this bit, but I did take some notes, you can't speak without fear of the mob attacking you. If that doesn't give you chills up your effing spine, that is scary. And she also said...
Wait, you can say the same thing about literally anything. Like, getting criticism online isn't like, oh, there's a hate mob against me, right? Like, I think obviously some people are hating on Nicki Minaj for, you know, just doing her thing. Like, okay. But like, I think in some cases, it is important to, you know, make sure this criticism is heard. And it's kind of good that these criticisms... Yeah, I know you have my bank details, but there's also, you can donate. If you check the Twitch panels below, you can press the button, you can donate on streamlabs.com, and it will show as a message on the screen. It's very nice. But as I was saying, so it's important for to spread good information about this vaccine. If we don't, then we're probably going to be stuck in a lot of places are going to be stuck in lockdown. There were thousands of people dying in the US at one point. Like, they basically had one, not like a 9/11 deaths in a day, right? I'm not doing a foot reveal. Like, I'm doing a YouTube thing right now. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube probably. SMH.
The reason they are attacking her character...
And also, a lot of current US deaths of coronavirus are people who are unvaccinated. I think that like it kind of like the public good for it kind of trumps, like, you know, some people feeling safe in their ignorance.
For simply asking questions,
yeah, maybe
to dissuade other people from asking questions too. I think these are very sound conclusions. We're at a place when it comes to really anything related to COVID that if you even ask sensible questions or take a moderate position on anything, or heaven forbid, agree with someone you shouldn't agree with, you'll get mobbed and demonized and ostracized simply for being curious. The censorship climate is the worst I have ever seen it.
It's not really like you get ostracized because you're asking questions. It's because you're ostracized for basically leading people to assume certain things about the vaccine which are untrue. As I mentioned before, the whole, I'm unsure, you should do your own research doesn't always mean to do your own research. There's a certain subtext to it.
Not only is that climate unhealthy and immature, I think it's probably played a large part in the vaccine hesitancy that a lot of people feel.
No, for the most part, it's this sort of view of it's people not spreading good information about the vaccine which causes vaccine hesitancy. Doing your own research isn't always the best way of saying to promote people to do the vaccine.
The fact that governments and the media are browbeating people into getting vaccinated, and in the case of Australia, denying people their basic civil rights, makes people resentful and...
Basic civil rights, which are, you know, is under the Australian Constitution. That is the government, the Like the government is allowed to do that under the
suspicious,
Constitution.
since that
so-
behavior from the powers that be, it is so unusual. Of course, people are going to be put off getting the jab because people don't respond well to coercion. I think a much more effective way of persuading people to get the jab is to have honest conversations about it. Allow people to air their concerns without demonizing them.
Wait, people already do, like, there are already means to do that, right? Like, how do I say? Like, I'm sure if I do FAQ... See, this is a Australian government website on it. Like you can see here, questions answered, blood clots, need to get back. There's stuff like here. Yeah, see, lots of like good resources. Oh shit!
Damn, Silver Peak 2,299,775 just gave me 10 Australian dollars. Yo, I really hope you haven't cut your toenails in a while.
Thank you for the donation of $10, Silverpeak. I really do appreciate it. As I was saying, there is credible information out there, and I think people should, and I think, you know, rather than just saying to do your own research, people should be moved to these credible, like, sources of information rather than just, you know, spreading misinformation about the, you know, the swollen ball thing. That's how it is.
And certainly don't threaten to take away their basic rights like freedom of movement and association if they don't get jabbed.
Okay, wait. So, I'm sure that Daisy Cousens would say that if someone like murders someone else, that means they should go to jail, right? If you go to like going to jail is a restriction of freedom of movement, right? It's similar that like, so obviously you agree to a certain extent that the government should be allowed to do certain things which restrict human movement for the betterment of like everyone else. I think the COVID vaccine is something similar. It's like obviously in this, like in some cases it's very unjustified, but I would argue that the good of the vaccine outweighs the bad of, you know, having the freedoms trampled for a short term.
That's not only an abuse of
And also, we wouldn't be in lockdown if more people were vaccinated. Like, it's just, you know, public health is an issue.
right, it creates a cause for people, which is resisting government coercion on principle, which Nicki also outlined. And that's where they keep missing the mark. It'll scare people even more. Can't joke their way out of it, can't try and make people look stupid, can't say they've tested everyone in their country and that's never happened. They doth protest too much. Just say everything has side effects and go. Bravo to Nicki Minaj for being unintimidated in the face of the mob. You can't fault her for that. If we're really in a place where even asking questions is publicly unacceptable, then I'm afraid that societal collapse is not far away.
Societal collapse. Fuck. Alright. Don't get Surfshark VPN. Get another VPN. If I were shilling for a VPN, get that VPN. Alright, let's see if she made a video about WAP. Ah, yeah. So, kind of interesting how Nicki Minaj is being used as a political pawn when, according to Daisy Cousens, the sexual revolution has destroyed the West. Very curious.